In money matters, the rand kept steady below 15 rand against the US dollar, while the JSE was on track for its second day of gains as markets digested the US Federal Reserve monetary policy decision. Carmen Mpelwane is portfolio manager at Absa Asset Management, and she joins us now to talk us through the latest market moves. Always good to see you, Carmen. Hello to you. Are we seeing green again today or not?
Yeah, so definitely risk on again today, and we've seen the JSE up over 1% at midday. That's largely been driven by recovery in the bank sector as well as resources, and more importantly retailers as well. So definitely back in the green and risk on post the Fed announcement of their first rate hike since 2018, as well as the support given by the Chinese government against regulations and instead supporting their financial markets.
And gold rises after the US Fed hiked interest rates. Meanwhile, the Russia supply warning by the International Energy Agency has pushed oil prices up. Talk us through those latest developments. What do we need to understand?
Yeah, so back above $100 a barrel this morning. And that's been driven, I suspect, by the announcement from Russia that the expected talks that were initially reported as being progressive have actually come to naught or are not progressing as the market is announcing it to be. So that's definitely a large driver of that. Concern remains around commodities and specifically those out of Russia and Ukraine. So sunflower oil, we've seen significant jumps. Oil price, we've seen huge jumps in a lot of volatility. And I think it's going to last for a while to come as long as the war continues. Volatility will be one of the key fundamentals for this period. So not unexpected that commodities will trend in the same direction.
The FNB BER Consumer Confidence Index for South Africa fell in the first quarter of 2022. Talk us through the factors driving sentiment.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we did see a decline today for the first quarter. That's down to a -13 and from a previous -9. Keeping in mind that the average since 1994 has been at a level of about 2. And this is largely driven by the sentiment surrounding the war. We had expected recovery to come out of the unwinding or the recovery in the economy post the pandemic. But that has not come to fore, largely driven by what's been happening in the Ukraine. So the higher income households are the one that's driven this negative sentiment, where the key concerns are around what the economy is going to do going forward. Unfortunately, off the back of strong retail numbers for January. So all in all, negative consensus and lots of concern around what the consumer is going to do going forward, specifically in a high inflationary environment as well.
In company news, African Rainbow Capital Investments published its interim results. Talk us through those numbers.
Yeah, so we saw them come out with the interims. We saw intrinsic value up 14% for them. Keeping in mind that the group has investments through its ARC fund in various sectors, including telecommunications, asset management, insurance, as well as Time Bank. So that's one of the key investments that was highlighted in news flow this morning. We saw the share price up over 6% already, so largely driven by positive sentiment out of these results.
Carmen Mpelwane is the portfolio manager at Absa Asset Management. Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon.